What's up, guys? It is Sunday, March 8th, 2026, MMAOB Daily Podcast. Second half of today's show, guys. We just recapped a terrible UFC 326 card, and we went over the White House card. So if you missed it, check out the podcast from today, guys. But now we're going to preview UFC Vegas 114, Marcel. We have, I believe there's 14 fights in this card, so it's a big card. I mean, we'll probably end up losing a fight or two because it feels like every fight week, Marcel, there's an injury, a visa issue, a drug suspension, something where a fight gets canceled. But at this point, we have 14 fights to break down. We have odds for all the fights, thankfully, as well. So we don't have to guess on any of them. I think my thoughts are I think this card's pretty decent on paper. I think there's some fun fights. Obviously, doesn't lack the star power of some of the numbered events. But I think from a entertainment perspective, I think you're going to see more finishes than the card last night and probably more fun fights. Am I crazy?
No. Yeah, you are, but not because of that.
What do you think of the card?
It's decent, It's an Apex card, so I don't. My expectations are never high for Apex cards, but I think it's a pretty fun card overall.
Out of 10, what do you think?
Out of 10,
on paper,
7 out of 10. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd say 7. I mean, slightly. I would say slightly above it, maybe 6.5. I would say actually, maybe you're a little higher than me, but again, I'm looking forward to it just because I think you're going to see some finishes, and again, I'll say this, Marcel, we kind of clown the Apex, but they usually are pretty decent cards, So we'll see what happens. All right, let me just get this set up, guys. But like I said, we got 14 fights to talk about. It's crazy we've had 114 of these Vegas Apex cards now. Isn't that crazy?
Did we actually do them all? Or were we started with the podcast? Yeah,
no, we did, I think. Maybe Cole was there originally, but you've been doing it with me for at least 5 years now.
Yeah.
Because you bought that teddy bear for Gracie, and that was in 2011. So you've been here at least since then. And she still has the teddy bear, by the way. It's just funny we compared the teddy bear now, Marcel, to then. It's she's 10 times the size, whereas before she was looking scared of the bear. She still sleeps with the bear, man. Honestly, she loves that thing, dude.
That's awesome. Did you mean 2000? You said 2011, but
sorry, 21. I mean 2021.
Yeah,
I've been covering the sport since 2011.
Yeah, I was she's not 50 already or something.
Let's hold on. Let me get some comments here. What's up, man? Glad to have you here. Manoel and Aaron. I don't know. I mean, they got to do that. Maybe they'll do that in New Jersey. I don't know. Not sure. See, Daniel was saying, yeah, I saw what Daniel was talking about. But again, I think we've talked enough about the White House. I want to talk about this card. Yeah, I think it's a fun card. He's asked, what's the first Apex main event? Was it Poirier Hooker? Was that the one?
What was the first?
Was it?
What was Vegas 1? Oh, I don't know, actually.
I think it was, wasn't it? Am I right or wrong? Let me check. I'm going to check. I think it was Poirier Hooker. Or was it Cynthia Calvillo? Was that the one?
What was Vegas 1? I don't know. You have to check.
I'm checking. Am I right, though? I think I'm right. Let's see here. 2020, March, was it June 2020? Okay.
I against Calvillo was Vegas 2.
Okay, no, it was Woodley versus Burns.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But it was. I did say Calvillo though. I had it almost.
Almost.
Oh man, Poirier Hooker was the 4th one, I think, 5th one. So yeah, I was pretty close. Yeah, what's up, Antoine? Glad to have you here as well. All right, Woodley Burns. Have you ever been to Argentina? No, but I'd go. I've been to Brazil. I'd like to go to Argentina. It'd be cool. And we obviously have Kevin Vallejos, who looks to be a breakout star from Argentina, which I think the UFC will go there. I think they'll go there with him and Eileen Perez, Marcel. I do think you'll see a stop there. Maybe this year, maybe next year, but I think it's going to come. All right, Marcel, we got 14 fights in the card. I think we should get into them because we'll be here all day otherwise, man. All right, let's start with the first fight, guys. We have the highly anticipated rematch between Piera Rodriguez, La Fiera, and Marcel's girl, Sam Hughes. And the odds for this one, Rodriguez minus 135, Sam Hughes plus 115. So Piera won a close decision the first time. Hughes has looked pretty good since then, I would say, since that first fight. But, quite frankly, man, I feel like it's going to be another close fight between two girls that are pretty well matched. I'm leaning towards Piera to win another decision. That's kind of my lean here. What do you think? Dog? Yeah, that's your girl, right? You have to go with your girl.
Listen, the thing with Sam Hughes is every time you think she fights somebody that she's not going to win against, somehow she loses maybe the first round, but she comes back and her cardio is great. And the thing with Piera is if she can finish her maybe early, then she can win. But I think if we go 50 minutes, Sam Hughes can win the fight. And I'm picking Sam Hughes by decision. Sam Hughes is kind of, it's funny that she has been an underdog in almost all of her fights, besides her last one, I think. But Yeah, Sam is like one of these girls who are like super. How do you say that? Super durable, and not really well known by the average fan. You know, she
Sure.
always flies under the radar, and yeah, Sam Hughes is just like somebody who you can always match up against. Where you think like, is this like the real deal, or is she not there yet? She got some great wins under her belt. You know, Jacqueline Amorim. She beat Stephanie Rondinha, Luciano. She got some good wins. You know, Shanna Bannon, but I expected that. Yeah, I'm picking her by decision, so I'm going with Sam here.
Well, I mean, they fought before in Piera once, so you're kind of forgetting that, I think. But rematches can go differently, so I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think it goes to 3 rounds. But yeah, I think Pierre wins. By the way, Antoine asked you like where else you've been in Europe.
Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, France, Spain. I've
Cool.
went through Luxembourg, but never in Luxembourg. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, I've only been to Greece, but I want to go some other places. All right, let's go to the next
Did,
fight
did,
here.
did you sing You're the One That I Want?
What?
Did you sing You're the One That I Want? When I went, Greece.
All right, let's go to the. You're a funny guy. Let's go to the next fight here. We got Elijah Smith taking on SuYoung Yu. Odds for this one have Smith is the favorite. He is minus 190. SuYoung Yu plus 165. Yeah, I think this fight is going to be could be close. I mean, Elijah Smith coming off that insane knockout with the slam. I don't really expect that again. I think this fight will be competitive. I mean, this guy hit a closer with Vince Morales, who's not really UFC level. So SuYoung Yu is kind of one of these guys that is gritty. He beat Zhao Long in his last fight. That's a decent win. He's got decent grappling. I don't think it's going to work in this fight because I think Smith will stop takedowns. Probably stays in the feet. Smith, I think, is a little bit more powerful. Smith, I think, probably wins a decision here, Marcel, but I'm not 100% confident. What do you think?
Yeah, by the way, Antoine Adam don't know. He only ate souvlaki when he was in Greece, so he has no idea where he
No,
was.
I've been to other, not Century. I've been to other places, though.
Okay. And Belgium, man, if I walk 10 minutes, I'm in Belgium. So, by the way, yeah, I'm picking Smith here, man. I mean, listen, SuYoung Yu is probably going to try to get this fight to the ground as soon as possible, you know. And Smith, I think Smith will probably survive early on and wins a decision.
Yeah.
It's an okay fight. I think Smith deserves a little bit of a higher placement after the crazy knockout he had last time, but it's a good fight. I'm picking Smith to win by decision.
We'll give a shout out to our friend Dan Levy from the Half the Battle official podcast. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that, man. We both picked Cody during your boy last week. He let us down, but always puts on, like you said, Cody's always there for a good fight, and he's a good dude. Like Cody does a lot of good work in the Atlanta community, and I think it's probably it for him in the UFC, but good dude. So we'll see what happens. All right, next fight, Marcel. We have, I think it's a mismatch. Bia Mesquita taking on Montserrat Rendon. Odds for this one, Bia is, I think she's the biggest favorite in the card, minus 550, plus 420. Montserrat Rendon. I expect a first round submission here. What do you think?
I forgot to put it in the Discord, but I will do it now. Sure. Yeah, same thing. Adam lost Bia Mesquita, and not just for her fighting skills.
I think she's a good-looking chick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bia looked great in her last fight, but she was fighting like the ghost of Alexeva. So Montse Rendon is okay, but I'm not really sold on her. She beat Elise Pereira, but Elise Pereira is not UFC ready. So it's also like now it's Montse Rendon. It was Montse.
I just saw that. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Okay.
So it's just abbreviation pretty much. So
Monster Rendon.
Yeah, Monster. Yeah, Bia wins this fight. I'm picking her by submission, first or second round. I say first round, I think early on. Bia is kind of a girl who is actually talented to become into the top 15 in the division. And I think she should have fought a better opponent here. Nothing against Rendon, but yeah, I think Bia's pretty good, and I want to see her again. Want to see her challenge against better opposition. I want to see her fight against somebody who is able to defend the takedown and can keep it a little bit standing with her. Let's see how she fights there, And if
I don't think this is the fight, right?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think this is the fight where it's going to happen.
No, of course not. No, true, but that's like. I wouldn't mind her to see her fight, for example, an Aylin Perez. I'm crazy. I mean, I understand that Aylin probably doesn't want to fight because she wants to fight above her, which I understand. But I would maybe even favor Mesquita in that fight. But I need to see more. But Mesquita, I'm picking her for sure. Yeah.
And to answer your question, Anto, I know Dan just answered in the chat. Like I was thinking Forrest Griffin. I guess he's not technically from Atlanta, but he's Georgia native. from the US, it's hard to say. I mean, maybe is it Diego Lima? I think he might have the most wins, or maybe it's Cody. I don't know, but yeah, there's been some good fighters. Douglas Lima, I think, probably one of the better guys too, but he didn't
for
fought in the
sure.
UFC, unfortunately. And then Brian Bowles, I think, got like caught for like drugs, didn't he? Brian Bowles.
Yeah,
Remember
but
him?
Brian Bowles was the WC
WC
champion.
champion years ago. He was an exciting guy. I think they're gonna push her. Yeah. Oh, Dern's on Atlanta. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Forrest. I think he's from Ohio, but he grew up in Atlanta or in Augusta, right? Dan would know. I'm not going to pretend I know the geography of Georgia like you guys do. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got a bantamweight bout between Luan, Lacerda, Marcel taking on Hecher Sosa. This is the guy that his dad died and Dana gave him the contract after. Trains with Taporia, right? Hecher Sosa.
Does he? I actually don't know. I know
He's from that
Spain.
promotion, Wild Fights, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he's from Spain.
They always say he looks like him anyways, but
he's been rumored to be in the UFC for a long time, man. You know, and he got through the Contender Series in the UFC. Like he said, his dad passed away right before his fight. He still won, and he got the contract, which I was happy for. Lacerda got a good win last time against Simon Oliveira, a win he needed badly. You know, this fight was actually going to be, I think Hatcher takes it on short notice. Lacerda was supposed to find someone else on this card. I forgot who. I'm picking Sousa here by decision, man. I think Sousa can win this fight. Listen, Lacerda isn't bad at all, you know, in my opinion. But he's like bottom tier in the division, I would say. And you were going to bring up, obviously, the Daniel Lacerda, which
I never gave the odds. You jumped in. That's okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No worries at all. Yeah, Hecher's the favorite, minus 225, plus 190 for Lacerda. No, I have the same thoughts. I think Sousa wins it. You think a decision? Is that what you're
Yeah, I'm going decision. Lacerda's not easy to finish.
I agree. What's up, Craig? Glad to have you here, brother. Yeah, Athens, Georgia. The home of REM, isn't it, Dan? REM, the famous band. Marcel, you know REM, obviously.
Losing my relation.
Yeah. I think they're from Athens, Georgia, right? I think.
That's me in the corner.
Yeah, is Baroness from Athens, Dan? You would know that band.
That's you in the spotlight.
Yeah, that's
Losing my relation. That's me in the corner.
Yeah,
that's you in the spotlight.
Okay. So I'm just trying to think right now. And Mastodon, I think, is from Atlanta, right, Dan? Another really good band, one of my favorite bands.
Right.
Mastodon. What's up, Mr. Nice Guy? Glad to have you here, brother. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got this is an interesting fight. You got the Belgian guy, Marcel Bolaji Oki, taking on Manoel Sousa, former Bellator PFL fighter, making his UFC debut. Minus 300, Manoel Sousa, plus 250, Oki. I'll let you start.
I think it's a difficult fight to pick, man, because I think Manoel is a way too big of a favorite in this fight.
Me too, dude. So do I. I agree. Are you going to take the dog? Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I'm thinking about picking Oki here. Oki isn't bad, you know. Oki made a mistake in the Chris Duncan fight, which he was letting Chris up, but he went with it to the ground, and he was a really weird guillotine choke. Chris had him already lose, and he was like out. Yeah. But yeah, fuck it, man. I'm going with Oki.
I don't blame you. I'm kind of on the fence, man. I'm going to hear your thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm picking Oki by decision. Like I said, I think Oki is super underrated. And I think like a lot of people might think that maybe Sousa can get him to the ground and dominate him there. But I think in the standing, I think Oki's better. I think it will be a close fight, don't get me wrong. I'm on decision Oki. That's my pick here. And yeah.
I don't blame you. I think this one's tough, honestly. These odds are off. There's no doubt in my mind these odds are off. I think it opened even higher, so not much respect here for Oki, who he's looked okay. I mean, he beat Michael Aswell, who's a really good prospect. Now, obviously, Michael was, I think, up a weight class, right? For that fight.
He was.
But still a nice win. Timmy Kawamba is also a decent fighter, but again, up a weight class. Actually, I think he was up 2 weight classes, Timmy, because he's a bantamweight now. So doesn't look as great in hindsight. And then obviously the 2 losses to Duncan and Jones, but they're good fighters. And Mason Jones, he dropped in that fight, so he's got power.
Yeah.
He also beat that guy, that Glory guy, right? Dylan Salvador. He beat him.
Yeah, in the Contender, yeah.
That was 3 years ago. Wow, it's crazy. Sousa had that fight with Perez where he was getting dominated in the ground for the first 2 rounds and then knocked him out. This was tough. So I did tape study this morning on this because like I kind of forgot, you know, Sousa a little bit. His fights in PFL Bellator, LFA, watched them back. I'm going to pick him, Marcel, just because he is the more well-rounded guy. He does have the better ground game. But, like, these odds are crazy. And, like, I wouldn't touch him here. And you might be right. And part of me wants to take Oki, but I also don't want to just take a dog for the sake of it. So I'm going to go with Sousa to win, I think, a competitive fight. I think it'll be competitive. I don't think he knocks him. I think he wins a decision. So I think it's going to be competitive. But, That's my lean. I think he'd be smart to take the fight to the ground where Oki obviously has some issues. Because if it stays standing, Oki could knock him out or win the decision. So we'll see what happens. But it's definitely a fun fight, and I think an underrated fight. Here's another good fight here. We got a welterweight bout between Chris Curtis taking on Myktybek Orolbai Marcel, and Orolbai is the favorite as you'd expect. Marcel -1. Where's the odds for this one? -260, excuse me, and +220 for Chris Curtis. So pretty big odds on this one too. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think we'll also be a little bit closer. The thing is, like, Chris Curtis is also a guy who's always underrated, for some reason.
Yeah.
Orolbai, I gotta say, I really like Orolbai. He's never in a boring fight, although a lot of people thought the Vallejos fight, his debut, was kind of boring, but after that, he has been in like fucking bangers, Yeah, I think this also goes 3 rounds probably, but I think Orolbai will be able to get the win here by decision. I think we'll be fucking barn burner probably. I like the fight. I would have put this on the main card, not on the prelims. Orolbai by decision for me, but it's I think the odds are a little bit too wide.
Dude, Chris has got really good takedown defense. He's got good submission defense. He's a guy that, like you said, he's underrated, right? He has several upset wins in the UFC. I think he's got a chance to win this fight. I do. But at the same time, like, it's also difficult because he's almost 40 now. Orolbai is like 10 years younger, 11 years younger. Look great. Obviously coming off that crazy knockout over Hermanson, I think he's washed at this point, but great ground game, better ground game. I'm with you. I'll go with Orolbai by decision. But again, I feel like the odds are a little lopsided. -260 seems high to me, dude, for a fight that could be competitive, right?
Yeah, I agree fully.
All right, let's go to the next fight, guys. We have Brad Tavares taking on Eryk Anders. I kind of feel like both guys are at the end of the career. I think the loser probably will, if not get cut, they'll retire. Because this fight to me is, two guys at the end of their careers. Brad is -130, Eryk's +110. It really just comes down to who has a little bit more left in the tank. It's hard to say. I mean, both guys, I think their chins are shot now. They're both just slow now, older guys. I would probably just go with Brad Tavares to win a decision, but like, I am not confident. What do you think, dude?
I mean, right? This is another Unk fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What did you pick here?
I took to Brad by decision. He's a small favorite, but it's close. Like,
Brad's favorite. I'm picking on the spot, but
I don't blame you. I mean, like, this could go either way. Let's be honest.
It's like a fucking 50-50 fight, and the thing is, like, Brad really disappointed me in the Robo Brishek fight last time, where he was like really bad in that fight. And Anders, he got knocked out by Christopher Leroy Duncan, but he would have done the same to Tavares, I think. I'm picking. This is a fight we could have done without. I
agree.
Eryk Anders by decision.
I also feel like it's kind of high on the card. Like, I feel like this should be one of the first fights. Zach saying it's Anders' last fight regardless. Yeah, I do think it's either the last fight in his contract or he's already announced his retirement. So you're right, Zach. Maybe he wins. He could win. Marcel's going to pick him. All right, let's go to the next fight, guys. We have one of my favorite fights in the card, which is the main event of the prelims, which I think, again, this guy is so underrated. Charles Johnson, to me, one of the most underrated guys in the UFC, taking on Bruno Silva. You know I'm a Charles Johnson stan. My boy Marcel, they put it on the tweet on the broadcast a couple months ago, I should say. Charles Johnson -205, Bruno Silva +175. I mean, you know who I'm picking here. I'm taking my boy Charles Johnson. Obviously, Bruno's got some power. He's coming off some pretty good performances here. Bruno had that, or I should say one good performance. The fight against Youngstown Park, he looked really good. I mean, he did look good in that fight, and he's had some really good knockouts in the UFC. He's got a lot of power, but like, I know Charles is coming out that knockout loss. Maybe he's right for another win here. I don't know. I'm not completely buying that. To me, Charles is still one of the most dangerous guys in this division. And he's got the. I think, you know what? I'm going to say Charles knocks out Bruno Silva in this fight. He's the bigger guy. To me, he's the stronger guy. I think he bounces back. Charles Johnson by, let's say, second round knockout. What do you think, man?
It's a close fucking fight, man. You know. By the way, I like what Dan says here.
No, stop. He beat Lonnie Kavanaugh and Josh Van. Come on.
Who picked Alex Perez again? Yeah,
that was a good. That's because it's your friend, dude. You don't pick against him because you don't want him to fucking DM you. And
no.
Talking
I told him that I picked against him before, and he doesn't give a shit.
When was that?
I picked against him against Joseph Benavides, and I picked against him against Jose Torres. So,
Jose Shorty Torres.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it will be a close fight, to be honest. You know, I also favor Charles Johnson in this fight, but I think we'll be close. Charles is not going to finish him. Definitely not going to finish him. Also, Bruno is not going to finish Charles, so it goes to his decision. And Charles has the output to go 3 rounds. And the thing is, like, yeah, he lost to Perez last time, but I still think Perez is really good. And I know that you always give me shit for it, but I really think the only
He
times
is
Perez,
good. He just doesn't make weight.
yeah, the only times Perez really got blown out was against Pantoja and against what was his name again? Against Davis Figueiredo. So yeah, I'm picking Johnson here, but fuck close fight, dude.
Let me get this comment. Hey, Claudia, what's up? So, I mean, you're right. Our main event picks have not been great, but
Yeah,
actually, my picks have been one of the best in the business this year.
these are.
Like, I'm one of the best guys right now. So, I'm pretty confident in the picks. You're right. The main events haven't been great, though. We've been kind of underrating the dogs. So, I'll give you that. You're right. The proof's in the pudding, but I'm picking it almost like an 80% clip right now. So, I mean, my picks are very good overall. But, man, he's not wrong in that we've been picking a lot of these favorites in the main events, and there's been upsets. But I also want to know who else has picked those dogs. There hasn't been that many people, I don't think.
By the way, Dan, I was talking about the UFC fights, not
Jared Bolaji and former UFC fight. I remember
yeah,
him. Yeah,
I'm not talking about the early before the UFC.
yeah, but I appreciate that, Claude. I know you always listen. You want the best for us, and so do we. All right, let's go to the main card here. We got Steven Asplund. Titty's taking on Vitor Petrino Marcel, a guy who's like the opposite body
Already
type.
know what you're going to pick.
You got Mr. Muscles taking on a guy who used to be 550 pounds, Marcel. This guy is kind of like an inspiration, I think, for a lot of people. So the odds for this one, yeah, I mean, you know who I'm picking, guys. Vitor Petrino's minus 250, Steven Asplund plus 210. Don't Marcel, come on, let's go. Hit the fucking button. This is to me, it's actually one of the easiest picks in the card. I'm not buying Vitor Petrino really, man. Like, here's the thing. So he's got power, he's got some submissions, but it saved him some fights. Like the Thomas Peterson fight was super competitive, dude. He didn't look good at all. Like a lot of people thought he was losing that fight, and then he gets that crazy knockout in the third round.
Thomas is the teammate of Asplund, right?
Yeah, in Minnesota, right? So, and then the Jacoby fight, he gets knocked out. Anthony Smith submitted this guy. Yeah, he's powerful. He's got muscles. He's got submissions. He's strong. I get it. And like Asplund's this guy who's got all these rolls and everything. But you know what Asplund's got? He's got one of the best cardio gas tanks in the division. He's got heart like no other. He's also the bigger guy in this fight. And this is an easy dog pick for me. I think first round, I think Vitor's going to come out strong. Maybe take Asplund down. Maybe hurt him. But this fight goes to round 2, round 3. Asplund's going to drown him, man. Asplund just set the record for most strikes landed by a heavyweight, 170 in a 3-round fight. It actually only went 2 rounds. I think he's going to absolutely fucking drown this guy in the second round and finish him. This is an easy dog pick for me, dude. Let's go to Titties by late knockout. What do you think, man?
So I think if he is able to get through the first round, then it's crazy to say, but I think then Asplund has the advantage. First round, Petrino will be very difficult, probably. Got the knockout power. Man, I'm also going with Asplund.
Fucking go, man. Let's go. It's got a dog pick. Hit the button. Let's go.
I'm going with Asplund because I think he will be able to get through the first round, and Petrino is like maybe 20% of himself after the first round. So I'm picking Asplund here by decision.
I'm just not buying this guy. Like, if you really look at his wins, Thomas Peterson's like, I know he's a good wrestler on paper, but again, he struggled in that fight. He won, but it was like, if you bet on him, you were sweating it. And I did bet on him. I was like sweating it. Austin Lane's not good. Tyson Pedro's not good. Modestus at that time wasn't that good. I mean, he's turning into a decent fighter. Prashino's not good. Turkai, I think Asplund beats all those guys too. Losing to Anthony Smith is a really bad loss. The Jacoby fight was disappointing, although Dustin's a good fighter. This guy has power. He's got muscles. He's got submissions. But Asplund's got heart, and Asplund's got the cardio, and he wins.
If I think about Anton Turcal, I'll always have to think about that press conference moment where Mike Bunn asked him, "Why is your name the Pleasure Man?" He's like, "You should ask my opponent or ask your wife."
That's funny. By the way, this comment is best physique versus worst physique. It pretty much is, honestly. 265-pound guy that doesn't get tired and keeps going forward sounds like a nightmare. The only thing worse is a 550-pound guy, right, Marcel?
Yeah.
Like Asplund used to be. He used to be like a fat fuck, he said, basically, right? Yeah. I love this guy, though. I think his personality is amazing. Just a hilarious guy. And, Marcel, I was hoping he'd get a bigger spot, but maybe after this fight, if he wins, they'll give him like a main card on numbered card because I think he's someone they could push like Josh Hokett, like the next wave of heavyweights.
True.
All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We got Marwan Rahiki making his debut here against Harry Hardwick. Marwan as minus 270 favorite, Harry plus 230. Marwan had that crazy fight in Contender Series against that African guy, Marcel, where I can't remember his name. Let me check. It was, you don't remember either. Don't even lie.
I know to remember his name.
Anasis Mulumba, that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, that fight was fucked. So he got dropped twice in the first round, and then he dropped the guy in the second and won. 7-0 now, very inexperienced, very green. The thing is, though, Harry Hardwick, man, coming off like one of the worst debuts you could remember against Cowie Fernandez, gets leg kicked to death. He's lost a few times before. Like, just not an impressive debut. Maybe he'll do better here, but I can't do it. I can't pick him. I'll take Rahiki by knockout. But again, dude, not much experience. So, like, it's kind of risky, I think. What do you think?
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to pick in this fight. The thing is, like, if you look at Rahiki is in Ramadan right now, right? So I wonder if that will do anything to him. But overall, I wasn't. But listen, Harry Hardwick is the most fun guy at Cage Warriors. I think he looked terrible in a short notice fight last time against Cowie Fernandez. Got pretty much been rolled out of the cage because he couldn't stand on his leg anymore. Rahiki has looked good so far. What we saw of him in Contender Series, he got dropped twice, but he showed that he had he could fight against adversity, you know. And he said he was never been dropped, even not in training, so that was the first time for him. I think you learn from that kind of shit, you know. And he looked great. I'm going decision win for Rahiki here, but I'm pretty confident that he gets it done, you know.
All right, cool. Let's go to the next fight here. We have, I think this is a setup fight for Jose Delgado. Marcel taking on Andre Fili. You know I love Andre. He loves his big booty Latinas, Marcel, and he loves his knockouts and his pizza and his metal music. He's a cool dude. I love Andre Fili, but this to me is a bad matchup for him, and he's a big underdog here. You have the favorite Jose Delgado minus 320, Fili plus 270. Yeah, I think Jose got robbed against Nathaniel Wood. I think that's one of the low-key robberies of 2025. He definitely won that fight. You know what? You know what's going to happen to Marcel? He's not going to leave it to the judges. He's going to knock him out in the first round. That's my pick.
Yeah, I'm also picking Delgado by finish. I really like the guy. I think he got screwed against Wood in the last fight. I think he clearly won that fight 2-1.
I think you could say 3-0 on that fight too.
I said clearly 2-1 because I thought one round was close, but I actually scored a 3-0. So I'm picking him. I also picking him by stoppage first round. So Delgado for me as well.
There we go. Okay, next fight here we have.
You're really blurry for me, by the way. I don't know if that's because of me or because of you, but people in the comments, let us know, please.
Maybe I'm slowing down here, but I'm not sure. All right, let's get to. We only have 3 fights left. All right, let's get to the last couple fights. Oumar Sy taking on Ion Cutelaba. Odds for this one have C minus 205, Cutelaba plus 175. Pass for me from like 2 guys I don't trust. Ion, just super inconsistent. Marcel has some good fights here and there, but also tons of losses. And then Oumar Sy is a guy who just lost as a minus 500 favorite to Alonzo Metafield. Don't trust him at all. They're trying to push this guy, but I don't think he's that good. I'll take him to win a decision against Cutelaba, who I think will gas again, but I'm not betting on this fight. So I'll take C by decision. What do you think?
Yeah, there's definitely a possibility that Cutelaba cracks him and knocks him out, man, to be really honest, you know, because I don't think C is all that. I think he's decent, but I'm going to C decision as well because I don't. I'm too afraid to pull the plug here on Cutelaba, you know. But
fuck that.
Wouldn't surprise me. But I'm going with C by decision. It's a little bit. How do you say that? A little bit of a safe pick, I would say.
That's fair. Yeah, I think Delgado's really good. I think he'll definitely be ranked soon. I think he should be ranked already, but he'll be ranked soon, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a pass for sure.
Yeah.
Well, why is he's one of these guys. He's like Cody Brundage. He takes fights, and he's actually won some fights. The Brickhouse's fight, I thought he won, to be honest, but it was close. Umar's overrated. Yeah, he's definitely overrated. I think we agree with that. All right, next fight here. Co-main event, Marcel rebooked fight. Amanda Lemos taking on Julian Robertson. Odds for this one have Julian minus 195, Amanda plus 170. So we picked this fight last December. We both picked Lemos by decision as an underdog. I'm going to switch my pick. I'm going to go with Robertson to win this time around. So the reason why, I mean, listen, Lemos is not getting younger. She's not getting younger. She's just almost, she's 39 very soon. And the more I thought about this one, I'm kind of glad that fight got canceled because I thought, we might lose it. I think Jillian probably just takes her down and grinds her out. That's the more I think about this fight. Like, I like Amanda Lemos. I think she's a way better striker, obviously, but the ground game is not good. The takedown defense is bad. I think Jillian is going to get the takedowns here. I don't know if she finishes. I know she is a finisher, but I think she'll probably win decision. So I'm switching my pick from December. But yeah, are you same pick or switching?
Yeah, I'm not a bitch, so I stay with my pick.
Okay.
I'm picking
You have the dog. Yeah.
Lemos decision. I
I
think
hope we don't regret it, but I don't know if I will. We'll see.
I mean, we'll see. I'm picking her because I think she is striking is much better than Robertson. Robertson might have an advantage on the ground for sure, but over 3 rounds, decision for Lemos for me. I'm pretty.
Didn't she have like herpes or something, a cold sore, like something, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
wasn't good. Hopefully she's recovered. I mean, I would imagine she is. They couldn't
yeah.
let her fight with that. It had that thing on her lip. Remember that? You saw the picture. Hopefully she's okay now. But yeah, I can't do it, dude. So we'll switch. All right, main event here. Hopefully we got this main event pick where Claudio's going to be here next week ripping on us. Josh Emmett and Kevin Vallejos, Marcel, and yeah, minus 650 Kevin Vallejos, plus 475 Josh Emmett. So Josh is a massive underdog here. I'm picking the favorite. Hopefully we're not wrong with this one too, Marcel. But we got to get one of these favorites in the main event right. Unfortunately, Josh is he's 41 now. He's at the end of his career. He hasn't looked good at all. Last couple fights, he's getting up there in age. Kevin is 24, getting better every fight. Josh has he been knocked out? Yeah, he's been knocked out once. Jeremy Stevens. Whew, does he get knocked out? You know what? I'll say it's 5 rounds. He's going to get knocked out. Kevin Vallejos by knockout. I'll say like 2nd or 3rd round. What do you think?
Yeah, quick for me. I have to pee really badly. Kevin Vallejos for me as well.
Yeah,
I'm picking him by TKO late in the fight, probably.
Okay, cool. Let me just recap it really quick,
Yeah,
guys.
sure.
All right, let me just go through the picks. All right, so I took Adam took Piera Rodriguez by decision. Marcel took Sam Hughes by decision. We both took Elijah Smith by decision. We both took B. Mesquita by submission. We both took Hecher Sosa by decision. I took Manuel Sosa by decision. Marcel took Bolaji Oki by decision. We both took Myktybek Orolbai by decision. I took Brad Tavares by decision. Marcel took Eryk Anders by decision. We both took Charles Johnson. I said knockout. Marcel said decision. We both took Stephen Asplund as an underdog by knockout. We both took Marwan Rahiki. I said knockout. Marcel said decision. We both took Jose Delgado by knockout. We both took Oumar Sy by decision. I took Julian Robertson decision. Marcel took Amanda Lemos decision. And we both took Kevin Vallejos by knockout. That it? We're good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. He's got to go, guys. It's probably a good time to end it, but we appreciate you guys joining us. Obviously, if you're live, we appreciate you. If you're going to listen back, we appreciate it. I know this numbers are going up a little bit. It's still a small podcast. We don't have a big budget here, Marcel, but I have a lot of fun doing this with you every week.
Sure.
So we'll be back next week, guys. We'll recap UFC Vegas 114. We'll preview UFC London. Have a great week, everyone. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your week. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace, and talk to you later. Bye.